Hi, everyone. So I know a lot of parents are concerned with back to school, their child's anxiety levels, how that's going to affect their learning. I know a lot of parents I've talked to in recent weeks and even the last during the summer said that their child is just not the same, that this whole last 18 months has really affected their mental health and it's really affected their learning. And they're really concerned about what that's going to look like in the long run. So I want to talk about what we can do to address that. I'm going to be talking more about that tomorrow. I wanted to pop on just quickly and talk about a study that kind of confirmed what we're seeing, that IQ scores and academic performance did drop significantly among children in the last 18 months, both among infants and the academic scores among kids who already are in school. And I kind of was like, whenever I heard that the solution was, just some kids need extra time and extra practice. And reality check, these kids don't have extra time. Especially if these are kids that are uniquely wired, kids that struggle with learning, behavior, dyslexia, autism, whatever the case may be, they need the support now. And they need the right kind of support. So kids' brains, as we know, are still developing long after infancy and so forth. And if pandemic stress is affecting their mental health, if it's affecting their brain, this means that stress has affected the way their brain is developing, if it's affecting, their learning, behavior, performance, all of that stuff and so forth. Because stress has a profound effect on brain development and a profound effect on even altering those brain structures. Now, this might sound really like, oh man, I don't want to, this can sound really permanent, but it's not. The key then is not extra practice. So more learning activities and, filling our kids' heads with more information and more tutoring and all that stuff is just going to overwhelm them more. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to improve anything. It's just going to stress the brain out more. And these kids don't need more stress. We need to figure out, we need to approach it with a strategy that helps to improve the nervous system and the brain's ability to function under stress and so forth. So I want to just start off by sharing a few basic brain facts. So number one, I've said this before and I will say it 100 times more, the brain is not a bucket that we fill with information. It's like a tree or a foundation on a house. And it builds one layer at a time. And it needs to be the right layer and then the next layer and then the next layer. And so if we take the conventional approach of extra practice and tutoring and all of these things that I was reading about, we're really putting our kids at risk of just not getting to the place where you want them to be. And we're wasting precious time. So, I talked to any mom, even before all of this, 18 months, COVID and so forth, they will tell you that their kid doesn't have extra time, that they're very frustrated with the accommodations and those kind of Band-Aid approaches and so forth. So the impact of stress on the brain and the learning loss that occurs is something we want to overcome. And the secret is not working harder, right? That's just going to put more stress in the nervous system. That's going to leave your child more frazzled. And just, it's going to create the opposite result of what you want. The key is to improve your child's resilience to stress so the brain can operate better. That means padding the nervous system so the brain is calmer, more focused. It's not in survival mode. The brain can't learn when it's stressed and in survival mode. And this is whenever learning and focusing, you're going to see better behavior and so forth. So number one thing you want to do if you're going to pad the nervous system in order to pad the nervous system so that better learning and behavior and just better mental health can happen is building up your child's nutrient status. So nutrients are what manufactures hormones, as well as neurotransmitters necessary for emotional resilience and better learning and better focus and better behavior and better sleep. So during times of stress, we tend to eat the stuff we really shouldn't be eating, more junk food. And when in fact, this is when we are going to, when we're really stressed, we're going to use up all those nutrients. So your child might be in a greater nutrient deficit because of the past year and the stress and so forth. I know a lot of my clients are, as well as the adults I work with are. So that's number one. Number two is Different movements and exercises can be phenomenal for taking kids out of fight or flight and to calm the nervous system. This cannot be underestimated. So often we think, we don't realize how much these small little things can make such a difference. And all of this is going to result in reduced anxiety, better focused, improved concentration, sharper memory, more stable moods, all that type of stuff. So the key is to build resilience to stress. So learning and school success is something that can occur this year, and it's not limited or defined by this crisis that we are currently living through. So what I'm going to be doing tomorrow at 12 p.m. noon, or 12 p.m. Eastern, I should say, is I'm going to be talking about how to tackle back to school anxiety, how the different biochemical things you can do with both nutrition, and then what you can do in terms of brain structure, different exercises you can do in order to help your child have a better school year, to build the resilience. These are tools that are good for adults. They're going to be good for your child, whether it's COVID or something else. And I will also be providing a back to school Thrive kit. So this is basically a kit with everything I'll be talking about to anybody who joins the training tomorrow. And that will be in my Facebook group, Building Better Brains. So join that if you haven't already. That's where I'm going to be streaming it. And if you click on the StreamYard link, then you can join and participate and ask questions, and I can support you further. So I'm really excited because there's a lot of things in there that I haven't talked about in previous trainings, about stuff with like amino acids and how that can be absolutely a game changer for kids who have anxiety or poor focus, sleep issues, all that type of stuff, certain breathing exercises. And all of this is really science and research based. So do join me, share this video if you know someone who could benefit from knowing how to pad and, support the nervous system and build resilience within our kids so that they are more resilient to stress and so forth. Because let's face it, we know that, we're not out of this yet. We have a ways to go likely, and we can't just wait it out. So Annette, I see you're saying acids, so it's called amino acids, and those are just protein. The smallest part, like protein, is made up of amino acids, and there's different types that can, help to basically produce certain neurotransmitters and so forth that help to keep us calm. They're just a supplement. So I'm going to be talking more about that. So sorry if you didn't, if that wasn't completely clear. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining. And again, share this video if you think it'll be helpful. And I hope to see you tomorrow to my live training. Have a great evening. Bye.